Welcome to my channel everyone, I'm Patrick Novotny, and in this video I'm going to be showing you 22 different ways of folding pocket squares with 2 pocket squares. Alright, let's get to it right now. Okay, we're going to start off with the double reverse puff. So lay out your pocket square. You kind of want to feed the middle through your finger like an OK symbol through that. You don't want to have like a pointy finish, you want to kind of round it out. So you do that with both, and then at the same time, because you're doing 2, you kind of want them to be even. And if they're going to move around in your pocket, I put a little elastic band on them to keep them together, and then they won't get uneven on you. So there we go. Double puff. Alright, the reverse puff, just like it sounds, you're going to just do the same as the puff, but in reverse. You want to turn the loose end up towards your pocket square, do the second one. So you'll have all of the loose ends coming out the pocket square like that. And just the way I'm picky, I like to put an elastic band around it. So, anyhow. That's going to go in your pocket square and stay even with the ends sticking out. Then we can do one of each. Lay out your pocket squares. We're going to do a puff with the blue, a reverse puff with the blue one. So the loose ends will be up, like so. You kind of have all the points somewhere at the top, and then a regular puff in front of it, since the national flower is a sunflower in Ukraine. Kind of go with that, and I will put a elastic band around that to prevent it from moving around. Similar to the reverse puff and puff, I want to do a fan fold with the blue, put it on top, and then I'll just do a puff with the yellow on the bottom. So a fan fold, you're basically going to accordion your top color, which is blue for us, fold it down the middle, I'm going to elastic band this here at the bottom just so I don't have to hold on to it, so we can have our fan fold. And then at the bottom, we'll do a reverse puff in the middle, or a puff in the middle. And then I'll elastic band that to hold it in place. So the double winged puff, lay out your pocket squares. We're going to turn them onto their sides so they're like diamonds, and then fold each one in half so it's a triangle, and then we're going to overlap the yellow on top of the blue, like so, slightly off, not right on top of each other, but, and then we're going to fold the sides down to the middle, like so. Make sure that, you know, you got that yellow peeking through the middle, and then there we go. Tucking in the corners on each side to fit in your pocket. And if that looks like a vagina to you, then you've got it right. Lay out your pocket squares. We're going to turn each one on to their side so they're like diamonds. We're going to fold each one in half like so. So we have a triangle. Then we're going to have the blue one overlap on top of the yellow one, but we want the blue one to be slightly higher. Let's say it's a ½ inch higher than the yellow one, and then we're going to find the middle. I'm going to use my 3 fingers, so I'm not going to go beyond that, and I'm going to fold these in like if it's an overcoat, right? Like it's a jacket, and that's going to come across. It's not going to come down here like a winged puff, but across, and then the same on the other side, matching. and then of course tuck in the sides so they fit in your pocket. Your single point, take each of your pocket squares, you're going to fold them twice so that you make it a smaller square, so a rectangle first and then a square, so you're basically making a smaller square, and then turn so the edge with no openings, the folded edge will be on top. So again with the yellow one, fold it into a rectangle, and then again, and I'm going to spin that around. Your blue one, this is going to be your background edge in your pocket square, and then lay your yellow pocket square on top of that. So we have two triangles coming into your pocket square. So 2 peaks with 2 pocket squares. We're going to fold them into a smaller square, 1 and 2. So with the 2 peaks, we're going to fold each pocket square into a smaller square. So that's going to require 2 folds, 1 into a rectangle, and then into a smaller square, the folded side up, and then repeat that process on the other side. The folded side up again. So I want the blue pocket square closer to the body, or to the middle of your body, and then the yellow on the other side just overlap like so, and then you can fold the sides around the back, and there's your 2 peak fold. Lay out your 2 squares. We're going to take the yellow and we're going to overlap it on top of the blue. I'm going to flip mine over because I've got the unfinished side up, and by the time I finish it or fold it, the finished side will show where I want it to be. So now that I've got them on top of each other, fold it in half, and then in half again to make a smaller square. You'll have all the open ends showing above, and then we want to fold down the finished yellow to be on the bottom, and then the rest here, this will be turn it around the back, and then I'll turn it on its side, fold it in half, and then tuck that, fold the ends down, tuck that into your pocket. So there's your 2 stairs, 2 squares. 4 stairs with 2 squares, same as the two stairs, 2 squares method. Lay out your pocket square, put the other one on top of each other. You're going to fold it twice, once into a rectangle, and then smaller into a square, all the open ends on this side, and you're going to fold it so you can start seeing the colors that you're looking for. So my first color I want to be yellow at the bottom, and then blue. Fold that, tuck it into the pocket. Now I see another blue one here, I don't need that, and the not finished side is up, so I'm going to keep going. There's yellow, but it's on the wrong side, yellow on the finished side, perfect. I'm going to tuck that into my pocket underneath my folds here. Try to keep it even, of course, so it looks the best. And then the last blue one to be folded in the back. And of course at this point, turn it onto its side. Make sure each layer is pretty even. It's going to be the easiest way once you get it tucked into your pocket to get the best finish. Okay, so fold it down the middle. There's a lot to tuck into your pocket here. I'm going to have a little bit uneven so I don't have that back fold showing over top like this. I want that to be hidden in the back as I tuck it in, and it might reveal itself as you tuck it in your pocket square. So tuck in the big end. You might have to tuck in this end a little bit, but that's going to be hidden under the pocket. the yellow being in the middle. We're going to take that, make a OK with your hand, and then over top, put the OK, so it should be right in the middle. You're going to press down in there, and then from the bottom half, you're going to start twisting this pretty tightly, pulling in a lot more of the material in your pocket square to build that rose in the middle. Now, once we get going here, and I can't really twist it anymore, I'm going to just take the excess and wrap it around and tuck that into my hand. And that is going to create our rose. And then, because this thing is such a pain to keep, I'm going to elastic band this right away, so I don't have to keep holding that. Okay, that'll do for today. And then take our blue pocket square, turn it so it's like a diamond, fold it in half, lay our rose in the middle. The back, it doesn't matter which side you take, but I'm going to fold it in behind, like so. And then this is about how much is going to be showing out of our pocket square, so I'm going to fold this corner again so it's kind of peeking up like leaves, of course, right? And then with the remainder, fold that across like a blanket. It's going to tuck it in a little bit. And then, you know, if you have any excess, you can just have it poking up through somewhere. So this one will hold together, and this rose is quite bulky, so again I'm going to put an elastic band around the whole thing to hold it in place. So if you still want a flower, but the rolled rose is a bit of a pain, or it doesn't look as good, you can't get it quite right, you could do a pistil flower. So it's just an alternative way to use two pocket squares again. Taking your center color, which here we're going to use yellow. I'm going to fold this into a triangle, turn it on its side. I'm going to roll this up. Try to keep it fairly tight as we go, and I'm going to roll it on a slight angle so we can have a bit of an edge here. That'll be, you know, sort of the flower, I guess. There we go. And of course I'm going to cheat and put an elastic band around all this to keep it in place. Okay. Taking your back color, your leaves, your triangle, triangle, turn on its side so it's a diamond, fold it into a triangle. Put your flower in the middle, however you like. If you want it to be peeking up a little bit, that's great. You're going to fold the back around kind of on an angle, and because only like this much is going to be in your pocket, like the width of your pocket square, this is going to be sticking out, so just sort of back fold that again like so. And then the front, you wrap that like a blanket, and the excess you turn it back, and that could be folded up so it's peeking out of your pocket like so. So 3 stairs, 2 squares, same concept as the 2 stairs, just more layers. So taking our yellow, that's going to be our first color, and you can layer this any way you want when it gets done. So fold it in half one way, fold it in half again so it's a small square. All the open ends are going to be on top. My first color I want to be blue this time, and then I'll have yellow in the middle, so I can fold 2 layers or 3 layers, whichever ones I want to hide before I have a finished color that I want to show. So this time I have blue on the top, blue on the bottom, yellow in the middle. Make sure all the steps are about even. fold everything back that you don't need, lower than that will be showing, turn it onto its side, and then fold that in half with the back side a little bit off angle so it doesn't show in the front, and then tuck this big bulky end down below, and that'll go into your pocket. So the Super Rose Fold, you lay out your two pocket squares. I have satin, it's unfinished on one side, so when I want it to be finished, the way I want it to be finished, I have to have the satin flipped over, so I have the unfinished side on top. Okay, so once you've got your two pocket squares laid on top of each other, you're going to fold it into a rectangle, and then again into a square with all the open ends facing up. From here we're going to fold down, for me, the side that's going to be finished. Now basically if you don't have a satin one, it doesn't have a finish like this, it doesn't matter as long as you get colors that you're looking for. So I'm going to start with blue, and then yellow is going to be tucked into the pocket that's in between these colors, and it's going to be slightly higher than the first fold. I do want to leave a little bit of a gap there. We have another finished color of blue. You're going to fold that back into this pocket like so. The yellow is going to be my last color. It's going to be folded in the back. These are going to be my four layers. I'm going to flip this pocket square over like so. Now I'm going to take these ends, I'm going to fold them down to the bottom as far as they can go. And here's half of our Super Rose Fold, and here's the other half. So it's a bit of a thick pocket square. You know, you're going to tuck in the corners, of course, but if you had some sort of like pocket square holder, it might work really well. I will loosely put an elastic band around this to hold it together, and then I will use a safety pin to hold it in place, just so this thing kind of stays put in my pocket. So here we go. So Spartan Fold's pretty easy. Lay out your pocket squares. The first one, you're just going to fold it down in half. So this is the part that's going to be in your pocket square. So I want to fold the back onto itself into about thirds, like so. And a little bit, if there's any excess, a little bit on an angle so it's down below and it doesn't end up showing. And then the other part that's going to be down the middle, you just want to fold it down enough times so it's narrow enough, like so, over, and then put half and half or halfway up your pocket square. You're going to fold it down in the middle, and you can adjust that sizing that you want. I would hold that together either with like a tie clip and then maybe a safety pin through your jacket to hold it in place so it doesn't move around or come undone. Overcoat Fold, you're going to lay out your pockets. You're going to fold the pointed one in the middle into a square. So fold your square or your point into a rectangle and then a smaller square. You're going to turn it so you have all the open end at the bottom and the folded part at the top. Put that to the side. Your overcoat, you're going to turn that onto its side so it's like a diamond. Fold it in half into a triangle. You're going to lay your square folded pocket square on top of your triangle, and then you're going to fold this point pretty much all the way across. It's going to fold a little bit on your pocket square, but you want to not show that on this side. And then again, same on the other side. And that's going to be your overcoat fold, tucking in each side to fit into your pocket. Okay, so for the double bird of paradise, it's a little bit more difficult to fold. I'm going to use an elastic band at the end to hold it all together. But we're going to start off with folding both of our pocket squares into a smaller square. So each one we're going to fold into a rectangle, like so, and then into that smaller square. Great. So now we can take each one, put them on their side. So it's a diamond, the open end is at the top. We're going to layer the yellow on top of the blue. So our folded side is on this side, and all the other more folds is on this side, open on top. Great. So we're in the same place. We're going to take this pocket square, fold it down the middle, like so. So it's kind of like a taco. And then we're going to take 4 folds. So we're going to get right to the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's all the way down, or that's right in half. Folding them back. Then we're going to do the same thing on the other side, just with what's left. So 1 fold, then 2 folds. So each side's going to look like this, kind of like a pastry. And then what we have on top here is what we're going to tease out to become our flower. So each petal we're going to pull down, and I'm using my finger to sort of tuck that in a little bit. So it kind of actually looks like, you know, some kind of flower thing, bird of paradise. And then the same on the other side. So you can play with that as much as you want until you get it where you want. And then keep that all intact with a elastic band. The double bird of paradise. So for the torch fold, I'm going to use a blue for our spiral staircase. That's going to end up being like the container for the flame, the torch, and then I'm using the yellow as the flame, of course. So I'm just going to use a puff fold. Maybe I'll have it a little bit pointy at that end, and then put an elastic band around that to hold it in place. There we go. And then for your torch, put it onto its side. You're going to fold it into a triangle. And then from here, you're going to accordion the top layer first. So 1, 2, 3. You know, if you want to, I've ironed pocket squares before. I know you're not supposed to, but I've done it to hold it in place. It might be easier if you did that. Flip that over all together. I want all of those pleats staying in place. And now I'm going to fold the other side until I have enough stairs or pleats in place. Taking all of that, folding it in half. Carefully that I keep everything. It should look like that. At this point I want to layer my flame into the fold, and then I want to wrap it like a blanket all the way across. And then tuck that in. Adjust my flame however I want, or how big I want, or small I want, like so. Laying out your 2 pocket squares, you're going to fold them on, turn them onto their sides, fold them in half so you have 2 triangles. You're going to turn them back so you have the long end of the triangle facing each other. You're going to take the bottom end of your pocket square here, match up your points, and it's going to cross over onto the blue side, and then doing the same with the blue over the yellow. So you have a 4-point crown, and your pocket square is probably going to be about 3 or 4 fingers wide, and then you're going to wrap the excess around. Kind of like an ice cream cone. And then you've got your 4-point crown. So 4 petals with 2 squares, lay out your 2 pocket squares. You're going to fold it in half as a triangle, like so, and then fold that into a smaller triangle. So then again, same on this side, fold it into a long triangle, and the long end you're going to fold from end to end, and then you're going to layer them on top of each other so you have the folded ends facing all the same way. And this is really simple. From here, turning it towards you, you're just going to wrap around the bottom. That's just going to fit in your pocket square. So 4 petals with 2 pocket squares. The double tidal wave fold, you're going to lay down your pocket square, you're going to turn them onto their sides like a diamond. I'm going to start with the color that I have on the that's going to be in the middle. So I'll put that on the upper layer away for now, and I'm going to use an elastic band at the end to hold this all together. So starting a couple inches up from the bottom corner, I'm going to start folding this. Basically I'm going to pleat this into like an accordion style fold all the way until I have it all used up, and then that back bit hidden in behind, I'm going to fold it down the middle, and that would normally be a tidal wave fold right there, but I'm going to layer this to this with 2 pocket squares, so I need this one to behave right now. And that'll keep its shape. Alright, so the second one I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to wrap it around this when I'm done. So, starting a couple inches above, start folding, do my accordion. This time I'm going to want to leave this hat sticking out, so that'll be the top of my wave here, like this, and I'm going to tuck this in the middle of my wave. Gently, of course, before this whole thing falls apart. Like so. All the yellow I want hidden, and then I want that hat. And of course, as you put it in the pocket square, you can fill that out. And this is where I would elastic band the whole thing to keep it in place. Oh, I missed that. Double wave fold. So for the peacock fold, you lay your pocket squares out. I'm going to build the tail with a blue pocket square. So turning it on its side, fold it into a triangle. I'm going to have one part of the tail, and then taking each part or each corner, I'm going to fold up and cross over to build the plumes, the feathers of the tail, the plume. Yeah, and then the bottom here, I'm gonna have 1, 2, 3. This is like a 4-point fold, right? And then the 4th one across here. So this will all get hidden in your pocket square or your pocket, and then the beak or the head of the peacock, you're just gonna do a puff fold, a very narrow puff fold. I'm gonna have it pretty pointy. And I'm going to have it a little bit twisted, and that's going to be inside your pocket square like that. And I would probably even put an elastic band at the bottom of this somewhere just to hold this all together when it's all done. So the double wave fold, lay out your pocket squares. Because I have satin, I'm going to flip this over because I want to finish sides coming up after I've folded these, lay them on top of each other. I'm going to fold these down to a smaller square, so first into a rectangle and then into a smaller square. Now I have all the open ends showing up at the top here. So I'm going to basically build a 4 stairs fold. So I'm going to fold the one side down, this is going to be my first wave, stair. These two next pocket folds or pieces are going to be folded back into the pocket. Now the next two are going to be folded back into the pocket, so I have my layered colors, and then yellow being my last layer. It's going to be folded back, and from here I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to sort of off center. I'm going to turn these over and pull them down like so. And this is where I get to build my wave up a little bit. So I want some separation between these pocket squares. So, you know, there's a bit of a break between them. So I'm kind of looking like this right now at the moment. So this is what should be showing out of your pocket square. And then I'm going to tuck all of the rest of this behind so it's not seen.